Hi, y'all. Luke Hatmaker here, the host of the Daily Grind with your post-game bounce. The Memphis Grizzlies bounced back. That's a bad pun. I got puns on the brain today. I'm sorry. They bounced back after the loss to the Rockets earlier this week and beat the San Antonio Spurs. They won 129 to 115. And the best way to break this game down for me, and I think the easiest way for everybody is just to break it down by quarter by quarter. You know, this was a game of 4 quarters, as is every basketball game, but this one was very clearly defined by the quarters. The first quarter was the Ja Morant show. 12 set the pace early for the Grizzlies. He had 8 points and 5 assists in the first quarter, and that was on top of Zach Edey getting a two-handed slam on Wemby, which Zach Edey didn't play much in this game. It's a bad matchup for him and Wemby, forcing Wemby to move around, forcing Wemby out of the paint. It's what you got to do. Otherwise, he's just going to block everything. His help defense was insane the entire game, really. And that what Edey does is clog the paint. Got to get him out of there. But he opened the game up strong, and Ja Morant just kept that coming. Granted, the second quarter was all Spurs. The Grizzlies normally average 63 points in the first halves. That's what they normally average. They were held to 51 in the first half of this game. The Spurs closed the second quarter on a 10-3 run. The second quarter was rough. Grizzlies were held to just 23 points in the quarter. Spurs had 33. Grizzlies left a lot of wide open looks from deep, and they were just going in. Wemby had 8 blocks in the half. His help defense was, you get anywhere within that basket, and it was swatting. He was swatting that sucker down. But Grizzlies turned it on in the second half, y'all. Let me tell you. I was a little worried. Tripp came out a little strong, got his 4th foul with like 9 minutes left in the third. I was worried. But, man, Luke Kennard and Santi Aldama, the third quarter was all about these two guys. They combined for 15 in the quarter. They kept us afloat that third quarter. Luke went, I think, 5 and 9 in the quarter. I mean, they were just on fire. If they don't play as well as they do in that third quarter, this game might go differently. In the fourth quarter was all Triple J, baby. Tripp was phenomenal in the fourth. He had 14 points in the fourth. And while we're in the fourth, let's get down to like the lineups, because I know we've been worried about case in point, look at the Houston game. TJ's lineups to close these games out. He's been making some questionable decisions. We don't really know what he's doing. So with 7 minutes left, Ja Morant comes back in the game, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is also back in the game. The rest of the lineup is composed of Jalen, Scottie Pippen Jr., and Santi. He only rides with that for about 2.5 minutes. He lets Dez catch his breath, and then from the 4.5 minute mark until the final minute, when this game was pretty much put away, it was Ja, Tripp, Dez, Luke, and Santi. And those were the 5 best players in this game. And you know what? When you play your 5 best players in clutch time, you typically win those games, and that's what's so frustrating with these Taylor Jenkins games, because you can see that he knows how to do it. Makes games like Monday even more, or whenever we played Houston, makes those games even more maddening. Grizzlies closest came out strong. They didn't turn the ball over once, not once in the fourth quarter. And that's for a team that has turned the ball over a lot this year. I mean, turnovers are the death of us more often than not in our losses, it seems. To not turn the ball over in the fourth, it's just chef's kiss. I love it. All in all, how the Grizzlies, like I said, 129, 115. They're going to play the Spurs again in 2 days, so they'll get a day between these games. It was a team win. This was a team win. They say that sometimes you get your superstars to put the team on their back, a la Jalen Green Monday in that Houston game, scoring 40 points. But this game, this was a team effort. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 Grizzlies in double figures. Dez finished with 21. Ja finished with 21. Tripp finished with 19. Luke finished with 15. Santi finished with 20. And Jay Huff finished with 11. And Dez, Ja, Jaren, and Luke all played over 30 minutes. You know, it doesn't get much more team-oriented than that, y'all. Hopefully the Grizzlies are able to carry this momentum and this game plan, I guess, into the next contest against the Spurs, because every win matters. You know, that might be oversimplifying things, but the West is tight. Every one of these wins matters. So on to the next one. Great job, guys, and we'll see you next time, okay?